Okay, next we're going to look at chart and axis titles. So we're going to deal with the chart title and the titles here and some of these axis options. So under the chart editor, customize, go to chart and axis titles, left click to expand that. And we can change different titles by looking at this first toggle box, which is title type selector. So if you left click on that, we can change actually four options, four items in our histogram. And if I click on this, like chart subtitle, you'll see how these options change. If I go back to chart title, you can see how these options changed. So we'll start with chart title, which is the first one. And under this next option, which says sub option title text, it says height. So the word height is exactly what we've got up here for our chart title. This chart title is taking up space that we really need for our plot area to kind of illustrate our data. So actually, we want to get rid of the chart title. So we'll just select that. And when I delete it, you'll kind of see how that space gets reclaimed by the plot area. So watch this. There you go. So by removing the title, we get more space for our data in the plot area. So that does it for chart title. Now we can go to chart subtitle. If there was something here, we would delete it, but it didn't automatically populate a subtitle for us, so there's nothing here to change. Next, we can go to horizontal axis title. Okay, so the horizontal axis title actually tells us what these numbers mean, what the context of these numbers mean. What do we mean by 47 and 94 and 141? You know, is this the number of elephants? Is this the number of pairs of shoes that we own? Is this feet? Is this miles? Is this light years? We have no idea. So we need to give some context here. So for the horizontal axis title, my random variable was height. So that's what I want to label this with. I want to label this as this is height. And we want to put units in there. And so this is height in feet. And you'll see as soon as I type that in, it kind of moved the axis up and it put in a horizontal title, the horizontal title that we typed in. The title font, just leave it as theme default. The font size, now a good size for titles, and you can play with this on your own, but 20 seems to work. And make it bold. And instead of auto, just make sure it's black. Okay. So that is the horizontal axis title. Okay, that's really large enough and it's easy to read. Now let's look at the vertical axis title. Okay, now the vertical axis on a histogram should be labeled frequency or count, because each of these classes, the height of the class, represents the number of data points or datums that were between 0 and 47. So it looks like there was about 25 of those. So this is not, it's not height, okay? This is going to be frequency. So I'm going to put frequency. Okay, and you can see it typed in frequency here for the vertical axis. Again, theme default for the title font. For the font size, since I used 20 on the horizontal axis, I'm going to use 20 here on the vertical axis. And I'm going to make it bold. And I want to make it black in color, just like that. All right, so now I have correctly changed, customized the vertical and horizontal axes. So now anyone looking at this histogram will know the context of the data and be able to get some valuable information from this histogram.